I have a question about the video we just watched, the tribute to Jagmeet Singh. I want to know how much money it costs. I want to know how much time it wasted out of the convention. And I want to know who decided on it.
S'il vous plaît.
That comment that was just made is absolutely unacceptable. I'm in my house of party where I belong as a racialized person.
The New Democratic Party, the NDP, the self-cannibalizing Ouroboros, just released some footage from their convention, and everyone I've seen, including Americans, have been making fun of this convention. It's pretty unhinged, if you ask me. Between this and the No Kings rally, I had a great weekend. There was so much funny shit being posted, especially this one clip of that woman in the wheelchair being being compared to Immortal Joe from Mad Max. That shit had me on the floor for hours. Oh, it was so good. All right, let's actually get into the content here. So I wanted to make a note of just how many times people bring up these equity cards and how much of an issue they were having during this convention, because they overcomplicated the system so much. The people that are moderating don't even know the rules. It's insane. You guys have to just see these clips.
Yes, hello. I was standing here with my gender equity card before you called on the previous speaker. That's my point of privilege that I would like to raise.
I will explain the speaking order, which is fixed, that I cannot amend, which is the pro-con rotation. You can move yourself up a line that you're standing in.
I am pro, and I was...
We went...
You went pro, con,
we went pro-con, pro, and my plan was to go con. The speaker at con mic 3 also has a speaking card.
See, this party is a circus, and they don't even have a carny over there. Like, the moderator, the chair, is not even aware of what the rules are, what's going on. The person there's confused, the chair's confused, the people watching are confused. Everything is overcomplicated. Nothing makes sense. Just because they want to make a system that involves equity. Just line up. If someone has a question, they have a fucking question. Just line the fuck up.
Yesterday, this card was used in an inappropriate manner. And while I understand in Ontario, we know this is equity, even if this was also used inappropriately in terms of gender. I want everyone to be mindful that these cards for individuals like myself who identify as a Black woman have no value outside of this space.
Well, at least she's self-aware. Those cards literally do have no value outside of that space. Even in that space, they don't have value because of how many conflicts there were just about these cards. Everything about this convention, all of the clips that have aired, are just people complaining about the process. Just make a smooth, simple process. Stop overcomplicating things. Stop victimizing yourselves. Just line up. Air your grievance with whatever is being said. I don't even know what's being said. All of these clips, like I said, that are coming out are just people complaining about things that seem irrelevant to the party. It's just something about the convention space itself. It's ridiculous. God help us if they win. Oh, I just had that thought. Oh, God, they would be so obnoxious. Oh, my God. If they won a majority, it would be so obnoxious. Oh, God.
Point of order, Robert Alley, he, they.
Yes, hi. Point of order, point of privilege. We ran out of hors d'oeuvres at the hors d'oeuvre table. Could someone fix that, like, ASAP? Thank you.
My understanding as an equity-seeking delegate is that these cards are to help the chair hear equity-seeking persons and that we don't only hear from white male delegates. Now, this is my first convention. So I could be wrong, but the reason for my concern is that yesterday during the housing resolution, after a white man spoke, someone at this mic waved their equity card only to give their speaking spot to a white man. Now, that white man being a leadership delegate notwithstanding, I had lined up for a long time to discuss the housing resolution, like many others, including my fellow delegate, Akua. I just want us as a body to understand the spirit of these cards, because we are a party governed by processes and not by any sort of shock doctrine. Like I said before, it's my first convention, but I can tell tensions are high with the leadership contest, and I just want us to make sure that we remember our values that brought us here. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
So for all the other clips, I've been trying to edit down just to get the essence of what they're saying and cut out some of the annoying bits. But for this one, I figured I'd just let it play out the whole thing. I don't think this guy knows what he's saying. He's saying that they're governed by processes. Their policies are so unpopular outside of their party, and the definition of a shock doctrine is to pass unpopular policies in a moment of chaos, such as a natural disaster, war, or other crisis. First of all, you have to be in power to technically implement something as a sort of a shock doctrine. You have 6 seats as a party. The NDP has lost so many seats because of what Jagmeet did. But yeah, sure. You go ahead and you use your word of the day in your speech, and man, these guys are such a joke. It's so funny. I have one more clip to go over, because yet a fourth person brings up this equity card thing. Mind you, again, just as a reminder, all of these clips so far have just been people complaining about the misuse of these equity cards, and they want to run the country. Man, I pray that they realize how silly this is, but I don't think that will happen.
I see that we are 1 minute ahead of schedule, and so I'm going to get out of here. The balloting co-chairs are returning, I believe. Now balloting co-chairs. There is a point. Let's hear the point on microphone 1.
I'm sorry, just real quick, point of personal privilege. I understand there's very little time and for delegates to speak, but early on the mic, it's hard as a racialized and transgender delegate to sometimes use this card and speak to somebody in front of me in line and ask, hey, this pertains to multiple intersecting parts of my lived experience. I'd like to speak. I was rejected when I talked, and it's frustrating when these are my rights being directly under attack right now in Alberta, and that a cisgender woman had spoken over me. And I understand her rights are important too. This pertains to her too, but I don't know. I hope that in the future the federal NDP will also have a broader interpretation of the equity cards for speakers. That's all. Thank you.
I will invite delegates to assist me in better using the card by forming a straight line behind the microphone.
I don't know why there was an eye roll there. Like, that's literally what it is. It's a straight line. It's not curved. If you want to curve the line, then it would be a curved line. But usually when you have a line in between rows, it's straight. I don't know what the point of the eye roll there was. Are they not used to using that word in the NDP party? Anyway. So the solution to this confusion is to have everyone who is a delegate, which is everyone present, to self-regulate, basically just breeding more Karens. You know how lines work? They literally sort themselves out. To just have people line up at the microphones. They had a system which already I think is too much, but you know, at least this is acceptable. They had a pro and a con system for different microphones. So if you go to microphone, let's call it 1, it's for whatever they're talking about, and microphone 2 is against what they're talking about. Anything above that, I think, is pointless. Just let people line up and air their grievances with whatever the point is, and stop taking up so much time with complaining about the process. It's it's so funny.
Microphone 2, are you on this resolution?
Yes.
Microphone 2, please.
My name is Mastura Tasneem. My pronouns are she, they. I'm from Ontario. Hello, bonjour. As we conduct this convention today and the past 2 days, right now there's discussions of 10,000 American men and women being sent to Iran, being deployed, just to be part of this bloodbath. Canada cannot and will not be part of the legacy of blood that was built in Iraq, in Palestine, and now in Iran. This is a no-question debate. I call this question, Madam and Chairs. Thank you.
Finally, a question pertaining to a topic that's outside of just complaining about the structure of their convention and their processes that they've applied. Let's see how the chair answers, shall we?
Your point's quite well made, Speaker. I'll again thank delegates not to call me Madam Chair or Madame la Présidente. I'm a non-binary person. My pronouns are they, them, and their. Chair is sufficient. And with regret, you've spoken to the resolution. It's not open to you to also call the question. If the question is the will of the House, someone else must call it, because we heard from you in substantive debate.
Okay, I was not aware.
Weird rule.
See, even the chair recognizes how weird. Like their answer made no sense. The chair didn't understand what they were saying about the fucking person. I don't even know what she said. They said whatever. You can't talk about the process and bring up the question. Like what? And then the fact that they needed to point out their gender, like in 2026, are we still doing gender politics? If someone makes a mistake on that, like why are you wasting time on that? Why? I hopefully when people see this, they'll get a good laugh as I did, because I found this so funny. It's so ridiculous. This whole thing is so ridiculous.
And I have a question about the video we just watched, the tribute to Jagmeet Singh. I want to know how much money it cost. I want to know how much time it wasted out of the convention. And I want to know who decided on it.
S'il vous plaît.
Hi, Thatcher Ethan from Scarborough North. Rising on a personal point of privilege, that comment that was just made is absolutely unacceptable. I'm in my house of party where I belong as a racialized person, and we paid a tribute that is incredibly fitting for an incredible leader. And that comment is so harmful in this space. I think the people that are here that are racialized, that are people that have not ever been seen before, deserve the space, and our leader that looked like us and changed the politics for us as New Democrats, as Canadians, as Ontarians, as people from all across this world, as people that have survived genocide, deserve goddamn respect in this House.
Thank you, Delegate.
They're hopeless. Didn't the guy who replaced Jagmeet temporarily say that he left the NDP in shambles? Like, this is coming from their own party, if I remember correctly. I wonder if they would have had such an outrageous reaction if the person who was asking the question wasn't white. Because honestly, it's a fair question. You guys are wasting so much time on other stupid shit about these cards. This guy wanted to know how much money and time that the tribute wasted when I'm assuming he doesn't like the fact that the former leader of the NDP was so buddy with Trudeau that they formed like a coalition or whatever, right? So fair criticism from the perspective of a member of NDP, and then just the the blatant outrage. These guys literally are self-cannibalizing. It's it's so crazy to see. I don't think that guy is going to be going to another one of those conventions unless he's into getting shamed and ridiculed for just asking a simple question. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with a few more clips from someone else's video that I found on Twitter because there's a lot of other moments that are just perfect. They're just gems. What a nice weekend.
I'd probably get 10 years in jail for making this video in Canada because I'm about to make fun of a bunch of degenerate dumbasses called the NDP party, which is the third largest party in Canada.
Let me just stop you right there real quick. They're currently the fourth largest party because they're so inept and mismanaged that they went from being third to fourth. The Bloc having beaten them, the Bloc basically only ever getting any votes in Quebec. Whereas the NDP runs everywhere, in every province. And I think they have 6 seats now, but I know one of their guys left for the Liberals, so might be 5, or they've had 7 and now they're down to 6. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, the NDP, the New Democratic Party, they had a convention, and it was like a convention of the Olympics of the most degenerate losers I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding. Let me just show you.
It's a point of... Go ahead. It's like a point of privilege. The microphones seem really low today. It's hard to hear everyone at the mic. Between the background noise and the volume in here with the microphones, it's really hard to hear. And the closed captioning also is slower to make it hard to keep up with what's going on.
It's a point of privilege was mentioned in so many of the previous clips too. I've just been editing it out to kind of save you guys the repetition of that statement. But they say that shit a lot. You're welcome for cutting it out.
Thank you, Delegate. I have a hearing impairment, and I'm struggling to hear the delegates, and I know that you are too. Let's have some order. We'll hear from the delegate on microphone 1, please.
I'm pretty sure Dumbo can hear colors from space.
That's right. Their impairment is that they're overstimulated from their hearing. They can hear everyone's thoughts in there all at once. And it's probably the Soviet Russia theme song playing. Oh yeah, that's another thing you'll see here in a bit. They love calling each other comrade. There's a lot of comrade being thrown around over here.
What? Also, that whatever that thing is, it's a they them. They them Hitler. I love that little Hitler cut. You know what? It's like the Nazi party, but with just rainbow colors. But let's keep going.
She, her, elle, and en français. It's gonna be really hard to follow.
Holy Sith Lord. Now I understand where these comrades got all their power from. Jesus. Sign me out. I don't want anything to do with these people. I'm gonna be sitting over there trying to force choke my ass as I'm trying to ask legitimate fucking questions to the people up there. Nuh-uh.
Rob Ashton, amazing speaker. We are a working class party. I think
you might be employed on the Death Star, but I don't know what these other people are employed at. Like, they're so soft. Some of these people, like, you can't get employment in a bubble, right? What, do they all work from home? Actually, I know what we can do to check where these guys are employed at. Any place that has tanking productivity probably employs these guys, for sure, right? Like, there's no way that the process has remained smooth and steady when people are arguing about semantics all day, right? Like, it's impossible. I'd love to see what their Christmas parties are like. Sorry, I mean holiday parties, because Christmas is now offensive, right?
most of us in this room are behind that, and while we can debate on the specific words and who is and isn't included, I think our Constitution needs to recognize that. And I also recognize there is, I'm sorry, I'm speaking way too fast. Let me slow down for the Closed captioning. I'm so sorry, I get excited.
It's a point of privilege. The closed captions for this convention are running between 6 and 10 seconds behind. So it's just a request for the chairpersons to be aware. And when you move to a vote, I'm still reading the debate. So if we could just take a little pause, that would be appreciated.
Okay. Did you see because they're not allowed to clap. Because there's too many people, sensitive feelings, ears. Ah! Did you see how he said chairpersons? Because we're not allowed to say, chairman or chairwoman. Because that gets you in jail. These are the degenerates that are now holding on to the Canadian, politicians. And this is what it's like living there. But it keeps getting better. Wait till they start calling each other comrades.
That's right, I forgot about that. I'm surprised no one called it a hate crime earlier when that person was clapping. Let me bring back up that clip. That was the most heinous, egregious thing that I've ever seen happen at the convention. Let's play it back. I say shame. Shame.
I say shame! Yes, bonjour, hi. My name is Parker Tian. I'm representing Vancouver Quadra. Just to reply my Franco comrades' prior point of privilege earlier, as you can see, I do have one of the translating device. However, I'd like to raise this to the chair's concern that the sign-out process for this device is not necessarily the best.
We are so cooked. We are so cooked. Buddy went on to say that there's not enough pens and it was really hard to sign out a translator device and fuck me.
This whole thing felt like a parody of what an actual political party looks like. The Onion couldn't have done a better job of making this thing into a reality. It's so funny. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you stayed till the end, thanks for watching. Peace!